fullyChop them backdoored me. So now since y'all backdoored me, I got something for y'all ass. That's how all that shit started. Once they backdoored me, they ass was fired after that. Okay, y'all wanna backdoor me? I got something for y'all ass. Two can play the game too.
So Nay came to a crib that she thought you was at, and then...
No, I was done. I was just with my daughter.
Oh, you was there with your baby?
Literally, I was the only one there with my child.
Oh,
and tensions came deep.
So you felt like they was playing with you with your child, and you came out
with my child.
In drill, the most dangerous beefs are the ones that start inside your own circle. fullyChop and Big Jada were not just associates. They were connected through someone they both loved, PGF Lil 50. After Lil 50 was killed, grief pulled them in opposite directions. And in Chicago, when that kind of distance opens up, it does not stay quiet for long. What followed was diss songs, public arguments, accusations, and a fallout that had the entire Chicago drill community watching. To understand how it got there, you have to understand where it started. fullyChop is a member of PGF, Psycho Gang Family, a Chicago drill collective named after a fallen member known as Psycho. The crew includes members like PGF Nook, Muda, Quan, Get the Him Gone, and others. But the person fullyChop was closest to was PGF Lil 50. The two did everything together. They were practically inseparable in the streets and in the music. Big Jada is Lil 50's older sister. After she and Lil 50 were kicked out of their mother's home, Jada stepped up and basically took on a parental role for her younger brother. She was the one looking out for him day to day. So the bond between Jada, Lil 50, and fullyChop was not just crew loyalty, it was family. The rap side of this story started in 2024, when fullyChop and Lil 50 began taking their music more seriously. The older PGF members encouraged them to keep going. fullyChop has talked in interviews about not even believing in the music at first. He thought the first song was weak and almost did not get on it. But older members like Quan pushed him. The song ended up hitting over 8 million views. From that point, the music was real and the crew was buzzing. The early beef that brought fullyChop, Lil 50, and Big Jada into the public spotlight together was their falling out with Lil Speedy, a Bloodhound member who was also their cousin. The three of them went after Speedy publicly in a hood vlog, calling him out for supposedly not being about what he claimed and not putting in the work when it counted. That episode put all three of them on the internet's radar and established them as a unit. But then Lil 50 was killed. He was found shot in an alleyway in Trap City territory. The loss hit everyone who knew him hard. Big Jada was at the hospital when she received the news and went on Instagram Live in that moment of raw grief, making it clear how much her brother meant to her and how she felt about the people she blamed. fullyChop, meanwhile, was locked up at the time of Lil 50's death and could not even attend the funeral. He had to grieve from behind bars while the internet was already speculating about what would come next. That loss changed the entire dynamic between Jada and PGF. Here is Jada's side of the story and why she says she eventually walked away from the crew. In multiple public statements across interviews and live sessions, Jada laid out a series of grievances that she claims built up over time. She says that her association with PGF cost her in real, material ways. She lost her housing. She caught 3 separate legal cases that she attributes to her proximity to the crew and the situations that came with it. And through all of that, she says nobody from PGF ever apologized to her or acknowledged what she had gone through. Her position was that she had been riding with these people, taking real losses and getting nothing in return. She said on camera that she had been crying alone in dark rooms while publicly putting on a smile, because she felt like the people around her did not actually have her back. She described reaching a point where she felt like she had to choose herself because nobody else was choosing her. She also said something that hit hard with people watching. She claimed that PGF had gotten Lil 50 killed, that her brother was pulled into conflicts that were not his to be in, and that the people around him did not protect him the way they should have. That accusation cut directly at the core of what PGF stood for, and it was not something the crew was going to let sit. But before any of this became a full public war, there was Lil Nun. Lil Nun is from 5154 Damonville and is affiliated with the Alliance 147 crew, also known as Sharkanum. He has been one of fullyChop's main ops for a while. fullyChop has dissed him repeatedly in his music, most notably on Super Slime, where he spoke directly about Lil Nun surviving a situation he felt he should not have. Lil Nun responded by going on camera and saying fullyChop had the opportunity to confront him directly and back down, choosing to shoot from a moving car rather than get out and handle it face to face. That beef between fullyChop and Lil Nun was well established and public, which made it all the more significant when Big Jada started being seen with Lil Nun. Their first link-up was apparently kept quiet on purpose. Jada has talked about turning off her location before meeting up with him because she knew people had access to her location and she did not want anyone to know where she was. She was sneaking around to spend time with him, which she acknowledged sounded a certain way. On the other side, Lil Nun said he noticed she turned off her location shortly before arriving and got nervous about her intentions. They have both addressed it publicly from their own perspectives, but the fact that they were meeting up at all was already the story. Rumors started spreading almost immediately that they were romantically involved. The internet ran with it. Fans left no shortage of opinions about a woman with ties to PGF being seen with one of fullyChop's main ops after her brother's death. Some people called it disrespectful. Others said Jada had every right to move however she wanted, given what she claimed PGF put her through. Then came the moment that made it official in the streets. Big Jada was on stage while Lil Nun performed a diss song aimed directly at PGF and fullyChop. She was there in public, visible, at an event where the whole point was going at her former crew and at the people who grew up with her late brother. fullyChop saw it and posted directly on his Instagram story, putting out a message making it clear that whoever was on that stage with the ops was now cut off. He was publicly distancing himself from Jada and making his position plain. For Jada's part, she made it clear she did not care what PGF thought of her choices. She said that her brother would not have felt any type of way about it. She argued that Lil Nun did not have a problem with Lil 50 personally, that Nun only started dissing 50 because fullyChop kept dissing Nun first. In her view, her brother got pulled into a conflict that was really about fullyChop's beef, not Lil 50's, and she was done pretending otherwise. The two sides eventually got into it directly. fullyChop made public comments about how he would respond to Jada the next time he saw her, referencing the disrespect of her being on stage with his ops. Jada fired back, bringing up specific incidents and accusing fullyChop of not handling things that needed to be handled. They also clashed on a clubhouse session where both sides were present, and things escalated into a heated back and forth with both of them going at each other about loyalty, the streets, and what really happened after Lil 50 died. What Jada kept coming back to was that she had done time, lost her home, and taken real hits riding with this crew, and that none of that was honored. What fullyChop and PGF kept coming back to was that being seen with the ops, especially on a stage during a diss performance, was a line that could not be uncrossed, and that is where things stand. People who once moved as family, who grieved the same person, who built something together from nothing, are now on opposite sides. Jada is publicly aligned with Lil Nun. fullyChop has made it clear that to him, that alignment puts her in the same category as his ops. In Chicago drill, there is no in-between in that situation. You are either on the right side of that line, or you are not. What do you think about this whole situation? Was Jada wrong for how she moved, or do you understand where she is coming from given everything she says PGF put her through? Drop your take in the comments. Subscribe for more Chicago drill breakdowns done the right way.